Hey guys, when you go traveling, do you save up first or do you pay it later? Do you put it on the card? Do you pay as you go? Do you have a budget? Do you know what you're even spending? That's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about my approach to travel and, more importantly, how I fit in peace and peace of mind into my travels. Welcome to Wuhan, China. My name is Jesse. Thanks for watching. So let's talk travel, and more importantly, as I said, how to travel and not break your budget, and more importantly, not bust your mind. For me, traveling is so much, well, paying for traveling is so much about psychology, and money's a big deal for me. And if I am spending too much, what's too much, right? Everyone's got a different too much. If I'm spending too much, we all know our too much, right? If I'm spending too much, it bugs the crap out of me. And so over the years, I've kind of developed a way. I'm sure everybody has their own style, but my way, yeah, it works for me. See, last month I was in Thailand. I was traveling and it's really cheap. But now Summer and I are planning a trip to Paris this summer. She's never been to Paris, never been to Europe, and she wants to go. That's where we're going. But that's like a whole nother financial ballgame, right? I mean, seriously, I could travel in Thailand for, I don't know, 1/5 of the cost. And so Paris presents its own little monetary preparation situation. And about those questions that I asked at the very top, when I prepare to travel, I save. I save early, I save often, and when I get to the travel, I spend as little on the ground because I've already saved, planned, prepaid as much as possible, socked away, because psychologically, I can't deal with coming back home from travels with this huge credit card bill. For me, debt has always been a bugaboo. I hate debt. I despise debt. But probably what's more true is that I fear debt. And actually that fear has really helped me over the years. Back 25 years ago when I was a journalist, I'm making a middle-class living, more or less, in San Francisco. And I was living beneath my means, able to save every month, even though, San Francisco is an expensive place. And then later, when I moved to China, let's take, for example, when I was in Beijing teaching 14, 15 years ago, I was making about $1,100 a month. That was like, I don't know, a fifth of what I was making in San Francisco. So I'm making $1,100 a month, and I'm still managing to save, probably 50% of that easy. And it's just a matter of, intentionality, attitude, fear of debt. By the way, it is dusk, early evening on a Saturday night. I am walking to our favorite bar. I'm going to meet Summer there at a place called Dodgerman. If you have watched my videos, you may have seen it before. But back to my travel story. So it's about intentionality and adapting. Whatever you make, if you have the ability to spend less than you earn, you're okay. But also, we don't know the future. And one of the problems about incurring debt, taking on debt, is that, what if you lose your job? What if you get some medical bill? What if something happens? yeah, you're putting yourself in a precarious situation. And to put yourself in this kind of situation for 10 days in Paris, uh, now that really messes it with my head. I remember when debt really got to me. I had come back from China after a few years of teaching. I went to San Francisco State University in 2007 to 2009 to get my master's degree in teaching. And at that time, I'd just come back from China and very low paying job. And so I took out student loans. I took out student loans to the tune of, I think, $36,000. And of course, I took out a loan to buy a car because I had to have a car. So here I was, suddenly saddled with debt. And it really weighed on me. Got this job at Southern Illinois University, and I lived like a monk. I mean, basically, I was not going out. I was living on spaghetti and Trader Joe's $2 chuck, $2 wine, which was actually $3 at the Trader Joe's in St. Louis. St. Louis was like a 2.5 hour drive away, but I went there once or twice a month, stocked up on wine and other cheap Trader Joe food. Long story short, it was at that point where I just pledged, I got to pay off this debt. And so I slowly chipped away at it, and in a couple years, I was out of debt. It was just really amazing. It was a weight lifted off my shoulders. And I haven't been in debt since. I have never once paid a penny for credit card interest charges. Yeah, ever since then, I have been golden, even when I made very little money. So moving ahead to our Paris trip, I guess it's 4 or 5 months away. And my plan is that I'm making hotel reservations. I bought plane tickets. And, of course, I used the credit card, but I pay it off immediately. And so I want to prepay as much as possible because psychologically, the way I work, I don't know if it's good for other people, is that, if I spend the money now and I look at my bank account and I still have money in it, then I realize that, well, I don't realize, I forget about it. We don't really forget about it, but to the point where I don't worry about it because I know that I could afford it. I know that I could afford it because I paid for it. And I'm taking other little steps. I've still got Thailand baht left over from when I was there a few weeks ago. And I'm going to head back to Thailand just to make the connection back to America in a couple weeks. And when I do that, I am going to exchange my baht for euro. And, that will give me peace of mind in my pocket. And so I'm just trying to do as much as possible. So when we get there and I see those prices, I mean, yeah, if you don't know Paris prices, just imagine, any big major tourist kind of city prices. Oh, by the way, I want to say one other thing. Did I mention this already about the peak season? No, I don't think I did. So we're going to go end of June, early July. The peakest of the peaky season. And of course that means most expensive. Ordinarily, I would do anything not to travel during peak season, in most places. But, that's when summer has the time off. So again, we adapt. We'll have fun, and the more that we prepare, the less sticker shock. It's all psychological games, isn't it? A final point I want to make about my attitude towards travel and money has to do with value or perceived value. I'll give you an example. When I went back to San Francisco last year, and some of you may have seen this video, I was absolutely freaked out because my friend had suggested a Thai restaurant where they're serving a plate of pad thai, just rice noodles, fried rice noodles, for $24. That's a veggie. And if you wanted a meat or shrimp, that's another $7. So $31 for a plate of pad thai when I when I was literally just in Thailand like the week before, and I could get the same plate for $2. And I don't know about the quality of the produce and the rice noodles that were sourced in a organic farm outside of Thailand's richest agricultural area. It's probably what it says on the menu, right? Hold on. I just couldn't rationalize the value. It doesn't matter about, like I said, the quality of the ingredients or the fact that San Francisco prices are just so much higher. I know my values when it comes to what I can handle. I'm not a kind of guy who will ever go to the French Laundry or another Michelin-starred restaurant. I'm not going to go to the Michelin-starred restaurants in Paris, in large part because I don't have the, gastronomical chops to appreciate it. No, what I really appreciate, I appreciate, what I've learned from, the great Anthony Bourdain, who always talked about, his best meals come on a 18-inch plastic stool in a Vietnamese noodle shop or something like that. That's what I appreciate. That's what I like. Summer is the same way. And so when we get to Paris, we will have, not just street food, but we're not going to go crazy. We're not going to go crazy because our values are, we appreciate the local restaurants that are neighborhood shops and not tourist places, are for locals and not tourist prices. That's who we are, and that's what we like, and that's how we travel. And I think that's a good place to end this video. I really want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked this video, please press the like button. Drop a comment below. What's your travel philosophy? Do you think I'm just a cheap bastard? Yeah, I am. I'm cheap. Yeah. And finally, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, subscribe. All right, till next time. Really appreciate it. Thanks.